Hi guys, Omar here, and this is the Pixel 3, and with Pixel 3 you get Android P, also known as Android Pie. So let me show you the basics. Before I forget, subscribe and also hit the bell icon to be notified of any new videos that I post. So the Pixel phones have always been a vessel for Google to show off their Android operating system, and this is no different. Apart from some UI changes, you have to look a little bit deeper to understand what changes have been made. So this is just a basic thing. Now the first thing, when you get a Pixel 3, you're going to notice that how smooth everything is, even with the new hardware. So that's one of the things that Google do pretty well, where essentially whenever they do a new iteration of Android, it's very smooth on their own devices, and you'll see that when you pick one up. So I'm just going to first of all take you through what the UI is. So essentially, when you swipe up, you get the normal icons that show, you know, quick functions, things like that, and you can still hold down on these and then go into the actual menu as well. You can swipe up. Now you don't have the actual the buttons on the bottom here anymore. All you've got is a little pill thing. Now you can swipe to the right and go straight to the last application that you've used, and you've still got the back button there, and then you can swipe up and these are the recent applications that you've used. If you swipe up again, and these are all of your apps, obviously you've got those recent ones there as well. So obviously these will essentially start to accumulate whenever you download apps, and you can put them on the home screen as normal. So Google do seem to be sort of making a note of how much people use the apps and how much it can affect using your phone for a long time. So if you go into the settings and we just search for dashboard, it'll give you a idea of how much each app is used, and it basically gives you an idea of, you know, what apps you use the most, what apps you don't use. This is like in minutes, as you can see here, and obviously that can turn into hours and all that kind of stuff. So obviously this is new, so I haven't really got any minutes to show you, but you can sort of go in here and essentially now you can get notifications received with the dashboard as well, which basically means that you can tell from here which applications are giving you the most notifications. Obviously, like I said, this is new, so I don't actually have anything to show you here, but if you are getting so many notifications every day or whatever, you can come here and you can check times opened as well. So essentially it gives you, so I've got 29 times the settings have opened while I've been going through this, Chrome, all that kind of stuff. So you can see exactly what you've been using, when you've been using it, and how long you've been using it. Obviously if there's a problem, then that's up to you to decide, and obviously you can see and fix whatever app, you know, if you're playing too many games, whatever. If you're using the app before bed for too long, then you can fix that by coming here and obviously looking at that, changing your habits, things like that as well. So the do not disturb button has also been improved. So for example, if you press it once, you won't hear anything apart from alarms and stuff. If you hold on to it, then it goes into the menu and you can custom set schedules, exceptions, things like that. So essentially it suits your needs. Now Bluetooth is previously with the Oreo, they improved Bluetooth where you could connect up to 2 different speakers at the same time. Now you can connect up to 5 different speakers all at once, and obviously if you get a call, you can specify what speaker the call voice sound comes through, and essentially you can essentially set up like a surround sound if you had multiple, you know, wireless speakers that are Bluetooth. So we're taking a screenshot. Essentially all it is you hold down the power button, it gives you the option to take a screenshot. Now what's new here is when it brings it up, it allows you to edit before you can send it off to whoever you need to do, and essentially you can edit, you can write on it. Once it's done, you can save it, it go back to the previous, and then it will be in your photos. Where are my photos? Here we go. So it will be in your photos, and then you can go and share it, or you can share straight off that menu as well. One of the other noted improvements is or rotation, auto rotation as well. So essentially, normally auto rotation is obviously you press a button, you can change the orientation of the device, which is fine. That's absolutely fine, which is normal. Now the other thing is that when you have this off, you can still, even when you have it on, you can still lock the orientation of the device by pressing that little notification there. So I'll show you that again. Essentially it comes down, so you can be in landscape mode, switch it to portrait mode, and it will show you. This is basically saying, do you want me to lock the orientation of the screen to the opposite? So for example, if you're in landscape, you could go portrait to landscape, and it will stay that way. So for example, if I show you with the Chrome, if I turn the orientation and then I lock it to landscape, I then go, and as you can see, the screen is landscape. When I turn the device, it doesn't actually turn, so it'll stay landscape even though I've got auto rotation off. So it locks it down. Essentially when I press it, that's when it will change the orientation back to portrait. So that's a noted improvement. That will stop any accidental rotating of the screen when you don't want it to. So to access the background apps, now all you do is you essentially just swipe up, and you can swipe them out like that, or you can scroll all the way to the left and clear all of them. You can still hold and access your widgets as normal. Same with the wallpapers, and you can still go through the home screen settings, set up the notification dots, at a glance as well. So essentially at a glance is information that will be displayed when you lock your screen. So for example, flight information there, usual traffic, calendar, events. So this is new with Android 9. Essentially you couldn't do this natively from the phone. Other third-party developers, you know, Samsung have a UI on theirs called TouchWiz, and you could do that with that, but Google haven't allowed this function in their Pixels until now. So this is new. So Google also have something called lockout. Now I haven't set this up, and I'll make a separate video to show you what this is. Essentially what it will be is the ability to lock your phone where it won't show any notifications. You wouldn't be able to unlock the phone using face or iris or anything like that. You could only do it via a pin, and that's essentially for like anti-theft, where essentially someone nicks your phone, they wouldn't be able to access the phone or put your picture, or you know, or use your thumb or anything like that. It would be essentially just a pin, and obviously if you don't tell the pin or they don't know the pin, then what will happen is they won't be able to access the phone. And you have to set up a pin. So I mean, I haven't done that yet, but when you do, essentially I'll make a separate video, and obviously you can have a look at that in the playlist that this video is in. So that was just a quick look at the basics of Android Pie on the Pixel 3. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.